to be a quick 20-minute stretch session focused on hamstrings, hips, and low back. And I do suggest that you've already warmed up your muscles, do a quick walk or do some air squats, something to get your muscles warmed up so that we can stretch them out. But at first I'm going to have you just keep your feet hip width apart, deep bend through the knees, reach your arms down, and then stand tall, lengthen your spine up. And reverse, arms press down, bend your knees, cross the arms, sweep up. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, reach out. Now roll your spine forward, just drop your head heavy. Let your spine round for a moment. Do a little sway side to side like a ragdoll. Come back to the center, bend the knees and roll back up and roll your shoulders back. Now reach your arms up to a high V, side stretch over, and let this bottom arm fall. Keep reaching up through the top side. You can push into your bottom thigh and lift. And reach up and over. Look at the bottom arm. And lift. One more each side. And lift. Last one. And up. Circle your arms back for 3, 2, 1, and hands come down. Now go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. And then find a tabletop spine. Just shift your hips over to the right side. And then over to the left. So you really just want to push into the outer hip, into the outer portion of the top of your leg bone. And switch. And now hold on this right side. Start to push your weight back and forth. And this is a little bit intuitive movement, wherever it feels the tightest. So you just want to push into and continue to breathe, keeping your abdominals engaged. And then we're going to circle those hips over to the left and start to push back and forth. All right, now come back to the center. Round your spine into a big cat stretch and push in towards your low back. I like to visualize if you have a string here, just shifting your weight back, pulling yourself from that string, and then come all the way up and find your extension, open your chest. Lift your tailbone, drop your head, tuck your tail, round back and shift your weight towards your low back. And then come back up. Open your chest, and tuck the tail around your back. Come back up to tabletop. Now, go ahead and curl your toes under. You're going to lift your knees and push back towards your hips, stretching into your heels. If you need to walk your hands closer in, you can kind of put more weight in your arms, but you're going to start to rock back and forth over the toes, or over the balls of your feet. And then place your knees down, walk your hands back out, and come into a child's pose. And just try to tuck your tailbone towards your feet. Draw your rib cage up and back. Walk your hands to the right. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Keep pushing into the outer rib cage of the left side, into the hip. And then walk to the left, shift your weight to the right. And at any point, if this is too much on the knees, you can always throw a beach towel or a pillow under you. And then we're going to come back to tabletop. All right, now push yourself up onto a high kneeling position. Step your right foot forward. And so you have 2 90-degree bends. And you're going to shift your weight forward. Try to keep those knees towards your midline and slightly tuck your tailbone under so you're lengthening the left hip flexor. You can place your hands here on the top of the knee or even go further into that stretch with your hands on the mat. All right, now push your weight back and hop your foot out to the side, opening your hip. And use your arm, you can put your hands on the floor or your elbow to just drag your knee out wide. Try to push down through your heel and breathe. And then push yourself back. Do that one more time. Shift your weight out into the hip. Keep opening up. Pressing through that knee. And then push back. And bring your knees together. together. Step your left foot into that 90-degree bend. Tuck your tailbone under. Really lengthen this right hip flexor. Try to think about lifting up and out of the hips. Abdominals are engaged. You can bring your hands to the floor to deepen that stretch. But keep your back glute active to really help you press more through that front hip. And then you're going to push yourself back. Hop your left foot out to the side, open up the hip. And notice on this right side, you're still wanting to push the hip forward. So don't just sink back and stick your baby out. Really drive through both hip bones forward. And then come back. One more time, we push out to the side. Breathe. And come back to the center. Bring the knees down and together, and now your right foot's going forward again. Hands will come outside the leg, and we'll lift that back leg to a lunge position. So now I want you to imagine you're lifting your belly off of the thigh. You're pushing your chest up between the shoulder blades. Lengthen through your back leg. Really reach out through your heel, and then reach forward through the knee. Now, you can press your right hand onto the knee for support, but we're going to start to twist your spine. But keep bringing this knee in towards your midline so that we're stretching through the piriformis, through the outer hip. And you can even reach that arm up and extend your spine into more of a twist. And then sweep your arm back down. Let your right knee open up to the side. And so you're rolling more onto the outer arch of your right foot. If you need to lower that back knee, that's totally fine here. And just breathe. And then bring your knees back to center and step your left foot back to a plank. Your left foot now comes forward and hold your lunge. And try to keep reaching through that back heel. Squeeze the glute. You can press into the outer left knee with that left hand. If you need to make a fist here with your standing arm to protect your wrists, that's a modification. All right, and when you're ready, push into that left knee and twist. Option to reach up and then really open up into that twist. And then bring your hand back down. Now, roll to the outer arch of your foot and let your left knee open up. If you want to bend that back knee, you can. But keep pressing those hips forward. Just breathe for a moment. And then bring your knee back to the center. Okay, you're going to come back up, step your left foot back, and then sit to your heels, swing your legs around to the front. So now for our spine stretch forward, we really want to be on top of your sits bones. So if you need to, bend your knees a little bit. That will take away from your hamstring stretch. So if you want to do straight legs and get more hamstrings, I recommend just propping yourself up on a pillow or a beach towel. And you're going to reach your arms forward. Really flex your feet so you're getting an active hamstring stretch. Lift tall through your spine and start to draw your belly back, round your spine forward. Slightly tuck your tail under to keep reaching out. And then I want you to reach towards the floor. And then start to float your arms back up to chest level and stack your spine tall, draw your shoulders back. Inhale, lift. Drop your chin to chest, round your upper back, round your mid back. Draw the belly back, keep flexing those feet, and then lean forward, reach hands to floor. Walk your fingertips as much out as you can, and then lift up, chest level, round up to seated, shoulders draw back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, chin to chest as you exhale, ribs pull back, belly pulls in, start to slightly curl the tailbone under and reach out and forward. And then lift back up using the abdominals, stack your spine tall and draw the shoulders back. Now take your hands behind your head and you're going to twist and center. Now try to keep a tall spine here. You can bend your knees. We're not really focused on the hamstrings here. So the knees bent helps you stabilize and sit a little bit taller. Go for it. But I want you to keep your shoulders back, elbows wide. then reach opposite elbow to knee, and right back up. Twist, and round out, and lift. Twist, and reach. Now make sure you're pulling navel to spine to round forward. I know it's tough and elbow may not touch the knee, but that's the visual. We're looking under that top elbow. One more. And up. Good. Now bring your hands down, scoot your hips forward, bend your knees, and bend your elbows back. So get a good shoulder stretch here. Press up. A little spine extension, slightly arching, and then round back, push down. Arch up. Good. Round back one more time, push up and arch. And then we're gonna roll all the way down onto your back and lay flat for just a moment. Good, now walk your heels out as wide as your mat with your knees and toes pointed out wide. Now twist knees to the left without shifting your feet. You can reach your arms to a T, or you can keep them by your side, either way, and then twist over to the right. So I want you to create opposition. Shoulders stay back, ribs are pulling back in resistance to the hip wanting to roll forward. And we switch. And switch. And switch. Good. 2 more times. Last one. Come to the center. Now bring your knees together and then out wide. And try not to just let them like bounce here. I want you to even take your hands and see if you can push your hips open a little bit more by pressing on the knees. And then let the knees come back together. And then open the knees and bring them together. One more time. Bring the knees together and pull your knees to your chest. Now actively stretch your tailbone down as you press down on your knees. Open up your chest, keep the shoulders back, and then reach your arms to a T. Both knees are going to twist to the right, keep the ribs and shoulders on the mat. Draw navel to spine and bring your knees to the other side. We're going to do that one more time each direction, but add the extension of your top leg. So just straighten the top leg. If you can reach your calf or reach your toes, you can pull the leg towards you. But you're lengthening this top hip towards the end of your mat. Knees come together. Switch over. Extend the top leg, flex, and reach the top hip towards the end of your mat. And center. Now, bring your knees back to center. Pull them to your chest, and then stretch your left leg all the way down onto the mat. You can flex that foot so you're pushing that bottom leg into the floor, and then grab behind the right thigh and flex the foot, reach up and down. Now, if you have a belt nearby or even a towel, you can hook the bottom of your foot and pull towards you to deepen that stretch. But holding behind the thigh or above the knee will do just fine. Just make sure you don't grab right at the knee joint. And make sure we're flexing so we're reaching through the heel and bending. Now, if you want a deeper stretch, reach your leg up, tuck your chin and chest, and roll up to your mid-back. Pull the leg towards you. You can even do the bend and stretch here if that straight leg is too much. Flex and point your foot. Again, head can be down if needed. And then we're going to bend your knee in, give it a hug, and then cross it over the body. Just let it fall heavy here. We're going to do one more deep breath. And then come up to the center. Stretch your right leg down the mat and pull your left knee in. Give it a good hug. Grab behind the thigh. Flex your foot, reach up. Bend the knee in. And reach. And bend. Try to keep your thighs close to your chest as you can. And then option to keep your leg straight. Walk up the leg, tuck your chin to chest, You can do your bend and stretch here, or just keep your legs straight and pull towards you. But anchor your left hip down. Point and flex. Good. All right, now go ahead and bend your knee in, give it a hug, and then cross the knee over your body. Just let it fall heavy. Keep your shoulders and ribs back. Deep breath. 2 more. And 1 more. And come to the center. Go ahead and stretch your legs down. And then we're going to flip over onto your belly. And just get a quick spine extension stretch here. So your heels can be together for tight backs. Better to take them slightly apart, but whichever feels best on your low back. Now I want you to let your head fall towards the mat. Find your shoulder blades and pick them up and squeeze them together. Now scoop your belly in, tuck your tailbone towards your feet. So you're almost hollowing out, and then you're going to start to look up and then come back down. So you're almost just peeling your chest bone off the mat and right back down. Inhale and exhale. So notice my elbows are still on the floor. We're working on the extension in your mid-back, but keep scooping those abdominals in, even to protect the low back here. All right, now option to slide your hands out a little more forward, and then fully extend those arms, same extension in the spine. And then all the way down. 1 more. And down. And then we're going to push back onto your hands and knees. And go into a pure form of stretch. So your left leg shoots straight back. Cross it over and then sit down into your right hip. You can come onto your elbows, you can stay on your hands, but your weight is all the way into the outer right hip. You can kind of shift out and see just where it feels the tightest. Breathe into it, hold. Make sure you're lifting your chest and belly up. Now, if available, you can put your weight into your left arm and twist and open up towards your bent knee. Keep pulling that left or right hip back and push down through your shin to make this an active stretch. And then come back to the center. We're going to switch sides. The left leg goes straight back, cross over, and sit down into your left hip. So I'm actively driving my shin down into the floor as hard as I can and pulling the hip back. Keeping the abdominals lifted. Kind of shift around, feel where it feels the tightest in your hip socket. And breathe. You can close your eyes here, just connect with your breath. Put your weight into your right elbow and twist towards your leg. Keep breathing. Keep pushing down to the shin. And bring your hands to the mat. Bring the knees back to center. Hands walk out in front of the shoulders. Toes curl under, and we push your hips up. Take a big stretch. And then walk back towards your feet. Just bend your knees a little bit. Let your head fall heavy. Scoop the belly in. Roll up. Bring your hands by your side and just roll your shoulders back. We're going to do a half rollover. So just about rolling over until your hands are in front of your shoulder, your knees. And do little sloppy circles. Keep scooping the belly in. And then roll on up. Roll your shoulders back. And step forward. And last thing here, we're going to take your feet turned out wide. And then just fold forward. And if you need to press into the thighs and just help support your spine, you can. Otherwise, reach to the floor and start to shift your hips side to side. Walk over to the right leg. Keep drawing your left hip back. Walk over to the left leg. And switch. And switch. bend your knees a little bit, roll on up, roll your shoulders back. Take your left arm up to your ear and side stretch over. So make sure those hips are pressing forward, your glutes and hamstrings are engaged. And then switch, up and over. And one more each side, up and over. And last one. Bring the arms down, bend your knees, grab the thighs, and twist side to side. So try to keep a flat back here and lift your tailbone, and you'll get more of a stretch through the psoas and through those obliques. One more each side. Last one, come to center. And then stand on up, step together, reach up, big inhale. Exhale, arms down, and you are done. I hope you enjoyed your stretch, and please let me know if you have any other suggestions, recommendations, or questions.